Yesterday, what's today tonight? Oh my gosh, yeah, today's the ninth. I was about to say, yeah. Yesterday felt like multitudes of days all in one. Um, Also, I kept hearing like almost like that paraphrase, like what the fuck, like how did you do that? Like somebody feels as though like the projection right now for me and my supporters is like you're just pulling shit out your ass, and no pun intended. It's like people are feeling like what the fuck, or how'd you do that, or amazing, wow. Um, you might be. I'm feeling like humbleness about it. I just kept hearing yesterday before I took my nap, like pulling shit out your ass, basically. Like that's how people are viewing you at this time. Ironically, all right. Let me tell you about yesterday. So yesterday was Lionsgate. I I literally forgot yesterday was Lionsgate. I've been talking about it, prepping. Um, I guess I guess like God wanted me to just like relax and chill and let the energy just do its thing, leading up to Lionsgate. So I did my channel messages and everything's good. Um, and I realized while God wanted me to like relax and just like self care, enjoying myself, even if it wasn't self care, it was more like God was like, just sit back, relax, watch what I do for you. Lionsgate was amazing, bitch. It was a really good day. Like all day was so good. I just kept getting like good things just kept happening. The people were delightful. That I came in contact with for the most part. It was like there's certain times in the year, throughout the year, where it feels like you can feel the approaching next year or what the energy is going to be like. And I feel like yesterday was one of those days. The day was so good, like so good. From the people I talked to, the things that were happening, everything. Excuse me. Not so much for the ops and enemies though, apparently. And then during the daytime, everything was good, and then nighttime, the energy kind of shifted. I'm not even gonna hold you. The energy shifted. I feel like the daytime during Lionsgate yesterday was showing what is ahead, was coming up around the corner nearby, like next year, like all the good stuff that's coming in. Basically, the energy of it. I think nighttime was showing me like what's going on with the ops and enemies. Bitch, I had so many things I could talk to y'all about Lionsgate, but it's not coming to mind right now. So I'll talk about it another time. Let me tell you what the fuck going on with the ops and enemies. So so basically earlier in the day, like all right, early in the week, I planned to go grocery shopping, whatever the case may be. So I went to go do the grocery shopping earlier in the day because I had planned it out to do it just like that. Ironically, I had planned to go grocery shopping, but then it was like a I'm not explaining it. Like I was gonna go grocery shopping, but like the way the day was scheduled, I was like, I'm gonna just go get some things here, and I'm gonna go somewhere else. The actual place I want to go grocery shopping, and call it a day. Ironically, I had to go back to the grocery store, so I had to go shopping 3 times. Um, so the third time when I went, it was more towards the evening. This is what I'm saying, like the energy shift. Oh, that's what happened, bitch. Let me tell you what the fuck happened. Hi, hello. I am a nice woman. You said please smile. All right. So basically, let me tell you, let me tell you how good Lionsgate was. I went to the grocery store, y'all, and this is very significant also because of the moral in the story. There's always a moral in the story. So I go to the grocery store. So I had to do this large order. So I'm in the meat section. I'm in the meat section. Um, I know how to shop. All right. So I'm in the meat section. I'm looking through everything, scan things out. It was this Haitian woman. She looked like she could be around my age or something like that. Fair skin, light skin, complexion, whatever the case may be. Don't know why it's significant. I'm just gonna narrate it. So she's looking confused. I'm literally realizing I realize this all the time when I shop because it's just the way my mom taught me how to shop. My biological mother. So I'm really good at shopping. So like I'm going through everything. I can just feel crowds of people, predominantly women, huddling around me at the meat section, and they're looking at how I'm shopping, and I feel like it made them a little intimidated. Like wow, like it looks like she knows what she's doing every time. So they're looking at me to see if they can pick up on how I'm shopping in the meat section. They're trying to do the same thing. They look freaking confused. I see that, but not my business. So I'm just doing what I'm doing because obviously there's a whole bunch of women around me, crowding around me, trying to see how I'm shopping. I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, but I should be used to it already. But whatever. You said I have nice eyes. Thank you. God bless my parents for my eyes. God bless God. God, thank you for my eyes. Oh, what grade did I do? This. So, and catering also. Anywho, so the light complexion Haitian woman decides to finally ask the question she should have just asked. She had picked up a piece of meat because she was looking confused. I was wondering why she was looking confused. And she shows it to me, and she looks confused. I'm like, mind you, we're in the meat section, like meat, not necessarily poultry, like red meat. We're in the red meat section. All right. She she pulls out a package of meat. She shows it to me. She's like, is this red meat? I look at so like I don't even be like funny or nothing like that because like she was so genuine the way she asked, and I think it was like natural reflex. So I actually look at the package of meat. It says it's chicken meat, but it's red meat. It's just wrongly packaged. Then I look at the price. It was a whole steak for $2. It was a whole steak for $2. I said, and I wasn't a hater. Oh, this is significant. I wasn't a hater. I'm like, oh my gosh, girl, that is red meat, and I'm like, it's for $2. I'm like, I start whispering. I start because I'm not a hater. I'm like, girl, get that red meat, get that steak. It's $2. You throw it in your cart. I was like, you done got blessed. She's still standing there looking confused. And she puts the meat down. I'm thinking while she was lowering the meat, it was going to her cart. I was minding my business. I told somebody that they was blessed. They didn't walk into a blessing. I see them lowering it somewhere. I'm thinking it's their cart. I go about my business. Don't look too much in the snarl. It's not my business, right? Bitch, I go to the I go to the smoked meat section because I have a preferred meat that I like smoked. Because it's just the quality of the meat when in the tender ribs, it's just very juicy. So I'm analyzing, still shopping, trying to find what smoked meat I want to put into my delicious meal. Got my shopping cart in the aisle, like in the aisle is like an intersection. All right, it's a wide intersection. All I hear is somebody bump into my cart, like boom. I'm about to give them a look like, bitch. What? And I completely changed my demeanor. Like I ain't gonna hold you. I'm somebody. I be picking and choosing my I be picking and choosing who I'm be rude to and who I'm not because like common sense. Like I ain't no scary person, but I be picking and choose because when I seen who bumped into my cart, I still wanted to go off on the person, but it was a woman of the light skin complexion woman, also foreign. I'm pretty sure Haitian. And she was wearing a whole Marines service uniform. I ain't never seen nothing like that. I was kind of like, wow, like I didn't want to be rude. I was about to tell her thank you for your services, like on everything. I was about to say that, but I had to stop myself from saying that to her because it would have been nice, but like she had just bumped into my cart. So I was just admiring her. Like she was like a big, like kind of hefty woman. She had her Marines outfit on. She had the tassels and everything on, just grocery shopping. I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, all right, there's somebody who's in the of an authoritative position or something like that. They might be a mother figure or whatever, and they might like want to use their authority against me, or they just want to prove that they have authority in a scenario and situation. But like, I'm just like looking at you, like thank you for your services. Like, I'm not even mad because that type of energy was just telling me in that moment. That type of energy was telling me like, all right, there's somebody who sees themselves as important or having rank or something like that in whatever aspect, and they're a little intimidated of me. But they're only intimidated of me because they want to stand next to me. I was just like, wow. After I got done admiring the Marine woman who was shopping, who tried to bump into my cart, she apologized, obviously, but like, I went about my business. Still at the smoked meat section, trying to analyze which particular smoked meat I'm going to use for this delicious meal. Another car bumped into my car, mind you, wide intersection at this grocery store, like where I was at in that particular location. I'm like, so I'm like, all right, there's something going on in spiritual. All right, I'm like, there's something going on because like, why everybody keep trying to bump into my shopping cart and it's predominantly women, right? It's the light skinned Haitian woman that walked into that blessing, and I had to tell her because she was acting confused, like she didn't know what to do. I'm like, girl, take the blessing and keep going. So I was about to get upset because somebody else had bumped to my cart, right? And it's that woman that asked me that question earlier before that Marine woman bumped into my cart. And she apologized, whatever the case may be, but like it's something still in me, like I don't know, you get to a certain level of being a woman, it's just certain things, like I guess. Like I don't know, like I'm very interesting. No, yeah, but like it's more like a in regards to being a woman. There's a demographic of women who think that as TV and Zeus Network um, scenarios are appropriate for being unhinged and out of character and their masculine energy. But I like me, the real women who be in their feminine energy know it's a time and a place. The grocery store, like just peep the scene scenario. The grocery store, females bumping carts, dagger eyes. Watch where you going, girl. That's so woman like. That's so feminine energy to me. Like you're not doing too much. It's for the right reason. You're a woman at the grocery store shopping. I know, like, not to be misogynistic and nothing like that, but like for real, that's very feminine energy. Like instead of like being belligerent and acting a fool for no reason for something that's insignificant, but like females in a grocery store shopping to provide a meal for not only themselves, possibly a family. Um, and somebody bump into your car, and then it becomes a thing. That's an appropriate time to be a tad bit belligerent. I feel like that's very feminine energy. Not that Zeus Network, not a TV shit. Just saying. If that's a stereotype, it's a stereotype. I don't care. But yeah, so that woman who had asked me that question about the meat, and I told her, girl, it's a blessing. Like, take that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was whispering to her because I ain't no hater. I'm not gonna put it on blast. I'm not gonna tell her like yell it to everybody in the store or whatever the case may be. She was still looking confused. I thought she put the motherfucking meat in the cart. She came over to where I was at after the Marine woman had walked by and bumped my cart and apologized. Then she came, bumped my cart, apologized. That and before I could like, she bumped my cart. I was about to get upset. Then I looked at her. I'm also the woman that walked into that blessing, and I was about to smile at her. Then I looked to her cart. I ain't see the meat in there, bitch. I didn't wait for her apology. I smooth you turned my motherfucking cart went exactly where she went to go to pick up that blessing of a meat. I went over there. I went over there and I grabbed as many as I could because come to find out it wasn't just one um piece of steak that was mistakenly priced. It was multiple. I packed up all that shit. See, in that instance, I realized sometimes people block their freaking blessings. Sometimes people just block their blessings. God forbid in my life I will ever block a blessing of mine. Do you know how much even a half pound of roast is? Beef roast. Do you know how much a half pound of beef roast is? Not that like I'm counting people pockets and nothing like that, but I'm just like if you ever been to the grocery store, you know certain things are certain prices. Do you know how much a pound of roast beef is? A whole steak for $2. I ain't grabbed all that shit. I grabbed all that shit because I'm like, you like in that moment, it wasn't about the piece of meat. It wasn't about the price of meat. It was just like when you walk into a blessing, and then you look, or you feel like you don't know what to do, and then you need guidance on how to like get to the blessing, even though it's right in front of you. And then unbeknownst to that woman, obviously, like I'm like a messenger from God, and then I'm telling her it's all right, it's okay, take the blessing. It's something good. It's something to help you. You was looking for this. You found it. Then you. She was looking for a particular meat. She found the particular meat she wanted. Then she found that the price was significantly like made a bit like almost free. She'd be getting the meat she wanted. She would be getting a surplus actually of the meat that she wanted to get. I'm speaking in parables now. Just follow on. She was getting basically the one meat choice that she probably won't get one or two of, and it was a surplus of it just laying around. She didn't know what to do. She asked somebody for help. She don't know me. I'm a complete stranger to her, not knowing I was like a messenger of God in that moment. I told her it was all right, take the blessing. She still didn't trust the blessing. She still didn't believe, and she didn't take the blessing. I said, "Oh, you don't go take the blessing? I'm gonna do that." So more of the message. There's someone that could have been trying to act defensive towards you or try to do something to rile you up, to make you feel some type of way, only because they want to stand next to you, they want to feel as important to you and stuff like that. And they in some way somehow they're gonna block their own freaking blessing. And you might be able to pick up off the blessing that they had. No shade. The first time I went to the grocery store and that had happened, I had picked up the meat or whatever the case may be. I'm like, let me get the fuck up out of here. It was so funny because I'm like, yeah, let me get the fuck up out of here after I done found this meat or whatever the case may be. And I wasn't. It was a surplus of meat that was like priced incorrectly. So I was just like, let me take just a few of them, not nothing too much. I think I only took like one or two. I didn't want to be greedy, and I went and purchased the meat, whatever the case may be, and it wasn't an issue. Like I said, I didn't want to be greedy. Bitch, why the fuck? I had to go back to the grocery store because I had to do something for my mama. So I went back there, and I'm just like, well, since I'm back here, let me go grab some more of that $2 steak. There's an actual grocery store. There's not no Dollar Tree steak, bitch. There's not no Oxtail Dollar Tree. Like I'm not playing. I ain't playing with y'all. But like, this an actual steak. It's an actual pound of steak. So I grab up all the steak I could that was still there, priced at $2. And by this time, when I went to the grocery store the second time, on Lionsgate Day, the second time I went to that grocery store was at night. And I told you the whole energy had shifted. One moment, let me read your comments. I don't know who you are, to say that you was calling me. I don't know who you are in the comment section. Um, Mark underscore Antoine underscore Houston in the comment section. I don't know who you are. I don't know who that is on that YouTube channel in the comment section. Talk about you was about to call me. You tried to call me yesterday with another person. I don't know who y'all is. I don't know who who you talked to that was an imposter, but it wasn't me. No, I'm not gay. If you are wondering, Mackenzie Contrell in the comment section. I don't know what NBA YoungBoy has to do with that. Peace and love from Canada. Yes. Wishing you a positive year filled with joy and great health and abundance. Never give up. Thank you. Oh yeah. Um, good health for Miss Marilyn also, if that's God's will. Hey, hello. How are you? So, like I said, the energy has shifted on Lionsgate once it started gearing towards the evening time. So, I went and grabbed the steaks and everything else I need to. Like at first, I wasn't trying to be greedy, but since I had to make that other trip, I was like, I might as well grab more steaks while I was there. So and that's what I really wanted, but I just didn't want to be greedy the first time because I'm like, I only went to get the steaks because duh, who doesn't want steak? And two, I have to prove a point. Like, if somebody gonna block their blessings, I won't block mine. So when I got back there, I grabbed the steaks, I got online. This foreign woman, she was African this time. This foreign woman got behind me on the line as I was about to make my purchase. There was somebody in front of me. The way it was in the line, like the guy was already paying for his stuff, and I was directly behind him. The aisle for that shopping lane was like, no pun intended, was very narrow. So my shopping cart, literally, like I was back to back with the other cashier in another aisle. Then my shopping cart took up the whole space for like the to put the stuff up on the counter and stuff like that. So the woman who was directly behind me literally was just directly behind me, the shopping cart. I had headphones in. Now, if you don't know something about me, I'm gonna let you know something now. You ever see me with headphones on, you will never know if I'm on the phone, listening to music, or that bitch is not fucking playing. I do that so people, will, respect me in regard to my boundaries. Like, I just don't feel like talking to people. I want to be in my own element. This bitch, this bitch behind me on the line start yelling and demanding things of me, and I ignored her. Like I heard her. Like I'm not a rude person. Like, but I just felt her energy before she even said anything to me. So I was already like in the mood to ignore her, but I wasn't knowing why. So I just like my headphones in, my back is turned to her, my shopping cart is directly behind me. She's nowhere around me. So why would my back turn? Are you yelling at me? She's like, hey. She's like, hey girl, like, hey you, hey that, hey something. She's like, hey, can you? She wanted me to like do some irrelevant ass shit, like like when the grocery divider when you put it on the counter. So like she's not even at the counter yet, and then she wanted me to put the divider in the counter. But it's like by the time I get my stuff, she would just be like, by the time I purchase my stuff, she would just be putting her stuff on the counter because, like I said, the aisles was too narrow. So it was just like I didn't even rebuttal. I didn't say nothing to her. I was gonna ignore her, but she kept like talking to me while my back was turned. I'm just like, oh nah, I don't like I was thinking to myself, I'm not fucking with this bitch energy. So I picked up excuse me, I picked up the grocery divider and I put that bitch at the end of the counter where she would have to start. I was not fucking playing. And then she had the audacity for step away. Come to find out, the cashier was also African. Unbeknownst to them, I'm African. So the woman who was the cashier, she was helping me and she was being very nice. And I was being very nice to her. Because at that point she realized I could hear everything that was going on and I was ignoring. She saw me ignore that woman. She saw me put the divider and be rude to her, whatever the case would be. So from her point of view, I'm not too mad. Like, she was just like, yeah, she kind of elderly, so let me be nice to her, whatever the case may be. She's seen that, like, because ethnic groups, you see somebody with the same ethnic group, especially Africans, like, you know, they bond in that type of way. That bitch that was standing behind me in line, she ain't bonding shit. So she seen me kind of being rude to her indirectly. So, and she seen that she was African, so she just kind of like tried to make her feel better about the situation by starting talking and, you know, their own dialect, even though that's like my people's. But that bitch that was behind me, that's not my people's. It was something. It's something like I just knew something was off about her. So she started talking to her in dialect. So they not knowing. I'm hearing everything she's saying. I was waiting for her to say something in my language where she would be talking shit about me, so I could correct her and let her know, bitch, you don't never know who nobody is. Don't try it. But she didn't say nothing rude to me. She was just like calming her down and be like, oh, don't worry about it. I'll put the divider up. Like, I'll put it over here. This ain't there. Like, and I was just like, all right, have a nice day, and I went about my business. So I was just like, that was weird, you know. Like, I'm like, why? Like, I'm just like, but I knew that was nothing about my Scorpio aunt, bitch ass, ugly ass energy. So I ain't really tripping. Like, so I had to like go all the way across town within 30 minutes because the store was gonna close. And I'm just like, I don't know how I'm about to do this. I was sent on a mission impossible, bitch. I was like, I don't know how I'm about to do this, but I'm about to make it happen. I'm about to make my way to go to the opposite side of town to hurry up and see if I can get something from the store for this meal I'm going to prepare. I just literally was like, let me just go next door. Now the store that's next door was supposed to be closed already because by the time I finished shopping, like, all right, the grocery store I went to closes at 9 o'clock. That's why I went there because that's the place I knew nearby that was gonna be open. The store next door closes at 8 o'clock. I got to the grocery store around 8 o'clock, so I just knew that the store next door was closed. God was like, "Go to that store next door." I know better than to question God, so I went to the store next door, knowing that they're supposed to be closed already because it was 8:30. They closed at 8. The grocery store I went to closed at 9. They about to close up. It's 8:30. At 8:34, I remember I just couldn't forget the time. It was 8:34. I walked next door to the store that's supposed to be closed at 8 o'clock. It was open. I ain't asked no questions. Went in there, went to go get what I had to get, and I was in this one particular aisle, and I heard this like guy on the phone, wherever the case may be, another intersection. I'm trying to mind my business, but he talking mad loud on the phone, or whatever the case may be. It sounded like he talked to somebody on the phone. It sounded like he talked to somebody on the phone. From the glimpse of my eye, it looked like one of my ex lovers. This ex lover is very particular. Very significant now I think about it, he's a Scorpio. Sun sign placement. This ex lover of mine, I never dated him. This is somebody I had like a fling with. It could have got to that point. Like, I remember he used to bring me to his mama house. His mama was like a nurse or something like that. She was never home. And he was handsome to me, but he was a hood nigga. Oh my gosh, he was a hood nigga, but you wouldn't know he was a hood nigga because he was Haitian. No, you wouldn't know he was Haitian because he was a hood nigga. Like, it was one of those scenarios like that. He could really, if you never knew, you never asked, you would think he's African American. So like, I'm like that. That was my shtick back in the days. Like, hood niggas. So like, and it was around a time where I was realizing I didn't want to be with a hood nigga. Like that, like for fact, I'm like I don't want a hood nigga. I don't want to like date no hood niggas. But I just happened to come across him, and he was like really easy to talk to. We would have good rapport. Like we could like honestly, if he wasn't a hood nigga, like we could have made something happen. But like I'm gonna tell you why I stopped talking to him. It was one day this nigga was on the phone, bitch. This nigga was on the phone. First of all, he was on the phone talking to somebody who was incarcerated. I'm like, now, help your peoples if you want to help your peoples. Like, you know, who am I to judge? So I let it go. I'm like, all right, he got homies or people he know that's in prison. All right. He put Buddy on that phone to talk to him. I'm like, all right. I share money, do what you gotta do. Remind you, I wasn't taking him serious like that at the time. But I was considering it. Until one day, bitch. One day, like, he was a scamming ass nigga. I'm a goody two shoes to a certain extent because like I used to be around so many scamming ass niggas. I would never ask them for money. I would just never. What was I thinking? So he was scamming ass nigga. So like one day he decided to brag to me about how much money he had pulled off a lick or whatever the case may be. He had grabbed almost like 20K. So in my mind, even though I knew he was a scammer, like I never asked him for money and stuff like that. I ain't gonna hold you, not to be greedy or anything like that. I started thinking, I'm like, all right, this nigga is a scammer. I'm dating him. I'm like, long term, at some point in time, I'm gonna ask this nigga for something. I'm like, instead of asking this nigga for money, I was gonna ask him to invest in me in some sort of way. As I'm thinking about this. I'm thinking about how to ask this scamming ass nigga to invest in me in some sort of way long term, as he's bragging to me about hitting a 20K lit. He said until he's in the conversation. Mind you, imagine me just fantasizing, daydreaming like, yes, this nigga be getting all this type of money. We can invest it into something good. I don't want him to do this for the rest of his life. So let's see, like long term, this shit work out. Like, what's this nigga say, yo? Georgian one shoot back to sender is 76. Are you trans? You like trans? I don't know what your comments talking about. Why everybody keep asking me how I'm feeling? Like, you usually this is one particular person that always ask me how I'm feeling, and I be trying not to be rude when I reply back because like every time this nigga asks me this shit, all right, I'll be honest. My man be asking me how I'm feeling sometimes, and I be feeling some type of way every time he asks me that shit because like every time he asks me how I'm feeling, I start getting like pregnancy symptoms. I be like, what the fuck? Do I get enough vitamin D? That's a good question. I was actually trying to figure out how to implement vitamin D um in my diet, but I don't do diets. But you know what I'm saying, for health reasons and stuff like that. I've been taking supplements for certain things right now. So thank you for reminding me. But my bones pretty healthy, so so anywho, back to what I was saying. So yeah, imagine fantasizing, imagining a nigga, about how a nigga gonna invest in you and everything like that because he talk like he getting money. He just hit a 20K lick, and you know he probably been doing that shit before you came into the picture. You don't necessarily want him to keep doing that for the rest of his life because and and you're actually thinking about investments and stuff like that, and that he can possibly put that money into not only for himself but for you. And just I'm fantasizing as he's bragging about his 20K lick and how he got it, where it could be. And then this nigga decided to say in the conversation he spent all of it. He spent all of it. He said he took that shit, went to the mall, and went shopping and bought clothes. I remember that day. I remember that day. That nigga was driving me home. He was driving me home. I did not let him drive me all the way home. I got out the vehicle and I left. I walked the rest of the way. I was that upset. I was that upset because I'm just like the smile on my face when he said he had 20K, and then he said he spent all of it on like shirts and shoes, and that smile went away so quick. I was looking at him like, I'm like, it's his money. I ain't, but I can't stay in this scenario situation because like that's because it was a moment where I just realized like we had two different mindsets. It wasn't gonna work. And then later I had seen him while I previously was dating a Capricorn ex lover, never to do that again. I had seen him because his baby mama, he had finally had a baby. His baby mama lived literally a couple like next door to my ex lover. So like I found out he had a baby, and he found out I had a new nigga. It was a thing. That nigga was putting the baby into the car, looking at me. I'm walking with my nigga, and he was looking at me. That shit. Oh my gosh. Then I had seen him again, and I had a new nigga, and it was other niggas trying to talk to me. He was trying to talk to, and I felt like he tried to talk to other bitches. But it was a whole thing. We was partying together, and everything. Like we was partying together. We was having a good time. Niggas was putting the bottles over the head. Like it was. Hey, it just wasn't meant to be for us to date. But yeah. Hey girl, how have you been? You're beautiful. Just know that God and Jesus love you and never back down ever. What can you what can you please say my name Jose Digma as a shout out? No, back to sending negativity. No negativity. And then back to sending. All right, thank you. God bless. Jose Digma is giving Sigma. Not on my beta. Excuse me. This is my favorite vitamin water. Any chance I find it, I get it. They finally put it back in my stores. Now, so yeah, so I think so. I said all that to say I thought it was him. I thought it was him that was on the phone in the store. I wasn't really gonna say anything. Like if I went that way, I might have said something, whatever the case would be. So I turn around, it's not him. I'm not up. Oh, that's funny. That did happen earlier in the day. Oh my gosh. So it's a quick side story. Earlier in the day, I was doing errands. I went to the store, and I saw this nigga that used to have a crush on me when I was like in adolescence. Like the nigga that I thought was my baby dad, like was cool with him back in the day because I knew that previous nigga for a very long time. I don't care to know him in my future, no shade. But anywho's, he was friends with him or whatever the case may be. He had a crush on me. I will never forget the day this particular nigga who had a crush on me when I was like young, like a kid. He was maybe like a year or two older than me, because the other guy was. So like he was like texting me talking about like I have a crush on you. I really like you. I want to get to know you. Da, da, da. I'm like, but you're such friend, and you know I'm dealing with him and this and that. He was like, that nigga just had a bitch at his house. This nigga was snitching so hard on him. Did that nigga just had a bitch at his house and he don't fuck with you like that and that. I'm like, oh, I didn't even know what to say. I just looked him on scene. Like ever since that day, like we've never spoken again. So I see him in public. He got a kid now. So I seen him in the store. He was on the phone. He was like, it was given that channel message I just told you about. It was like suspect something. So he's on the phone. I seen him. I'm like, oh wow. I got what I needed and I left. And when I left to go to the front register, the people who was standing there, whatever the case may be, like they was talking about it was so interesting because like I had to wait in line with them, so I'm just standing with them like we're a group. I don't know them people. They just talking about LLC this and grants and all types of shit. I'm just I'm around the right people. And then just as I said that, that shit was funny as fuck because I left that nigga who used to have a crush on me in the back of the store. He's on the phone looking real suspicious. Why the fuck two mother freaking the authorities walked in that bitch? It's not the regular authorities. One of them had a suit on. It was a blue shirt with tie, suit, badge on his fucking buckle, bitch. Other niggas plain clothes walked in that bitch. Did not say nothing. Nobody walked straight to the back. I said, oh wow. We all looked. We was like, what the fuck is going on? Like they walked in, walked out, didn't say nothing. Keep that in mind. Oh well, you might know somebody who could be a cop. I don't know. Somebody could be somebody could be. I don't want to say snitch. Somebody could be a All right, dang, there could be somebody who used to be like labeled for snitching, or you just knew somebody couldn't hold water. They might actually be a cop nowadays. Like, and not even just a cop. Like, they could be an informant actually. Don't know why that's significant. Anywho's, so going back to the evening portion of the story. So I thought it was that other ex I was talking about earlier. So I noticed it wasn't him. So, but he looked familiar. I didn't know why. Went about my business, continued shopping. Then I got online. I started walking up to the line, and I guess because it was close to closing time, like the cashier, because like the cashier was there, I know of him. He's been working there as a manager for a very long time now. I guess his friends had came in there to like just chill with him, or they was about to link up after work. Or I don't know. They just messing with him at the register while he's on the clock. One of the guys over there, I immediately noticed who he is. This is another nigga that had a crush on me, but he was young. He was too young. He was too young. He had a crush on me. We was able to have a conversation. He offered me cannabis, and I told him I couldn't do nothing with him because he's too young. Every like he made it seem like he wanted to be friends and everything like that, and I would have like took that up as an offer, kind of. I don't really want to be around people that's too much younger than me to be not to be funny. It's just how I am, how I grew up. But I would have considered the idea if I knew he just wanted to be friends. He wanted to friend his way into something, and I'm older than him. I've been through more experiences in life to know what he was trying to do, and we were the same zodiac sign. So like, even though he's good, he's really good with conversations. I just knew I could see past the manipulation. So like every time he'll be calling my phone and texting me, and I'll just be ignoring it, or like I won't see the message on time. That's what was happening at first. I didn't see the message on time. Then I started ignoring it because like it started getting weird. It started getting weird because like at first I was gonna like be friends with him even though he was younger than me and I didn't want to date him. But then he like when he found out when he found out I does music and party promotion, all types of other stuff. Excuse me. He started trying to like emulate what I have going on. Like it took him a long time. It took him a couple months. It's like every time he tried to emulate what I got going on, it take him a few couple months, and then they're like the quality what he be trying to emulate. No. And that used to be a previous theme in my life with people, and it's just like I guess they want to have something in common. I don't know. So I'm like, yeah, this shit's weird. That's why I started ignoring him. So I see him there, so I smile. My thing is, if things are kind of awkward with me and you, but I don't have no problem with you, I will smile. And I see you in public, I will smile at you first. Try to get the vibe of what the fuck is going on. Like, we cool, we not cool. I'll smile at you. You don't reciprocate the smile. You don't say nothing. I will ignore the fuck out of you. So yeah, so that nigga, I smiled at him. That's funny. I smiled at him. He looked like he seen a motherfucking ghost, bitch. That nigga was shook. He was scared. I think he didn't drop something. He tried to play it off. So he started talking. So soon he see me, he started talking to one of the people he was with, like so hard, like so hard. He tried to turn his back on me, everything like that. I'm just like, I don't even know you like that. Like it's not even that serious. I'm just all right. So I'm putting my stuff on the register, whatever the case may be. They have a conversation. I'm ignoring him. He's ignoring me. We acting like we don't know who each other is. Everybody, I know, like it probably was a conversation after I left because everybody seen that we was looking at each other and I smiled at him and it was a whole thing. So while that shit was going on, I'm like getting my stuff, about to dip out. I look behind me when I'm pulling the stuff out the shopping cart. I'm pulling the stuff out the shopping cart. I look, it's my ex lover. The nigga who I'm like, he looked familiar, and I'm thinking he's another ex lover. It's another ex lover. I'm just like, oh. Now this particular ex lover, he was trying to talk to me when I was pregnant. No, no, he was trying to talk to me after I got pregnant. I will never forget. Like I went to go see that nigga one day. I was pregnant. I was pregnant at the time. We wanted to hang out or something. No, that was a different. No, that's why I was around my ex. But like, it was a nigga over there that like seen I was pregnant. I was like 7 months pregnant. The nigga was like, he was like, hey ma. I'm just like, and I'm like, really, hey ma. I'm showing my stomach. I'm like, bitch, I'm pregnant. He said, oh, that don't matter. Like, let me get your number. I'm like, oh. That's when I learned niggas don't care if you're pregnant. They will still date you. They don't care. Um, so yeah, that it was a nigga around that time. He was definitely a hood booger. Like, and I am he the hood booger. Like he was leeching as hood booger, but he was trying to make a good impression on me. But like it was something spiritually was off about that nigga. Like he had like I think one or two kids. They was daughters, and then something I never found out what happened to the baby mom. I just knew she had passed away. So that was like a big indication, like, and then he had to take care of the kids, but I never saw him with the kids, unless it was on social media. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna stop talking to this nigga. And so there he was behind me online while another nigga was ignoring me. I was just like, took my shit. I took my time to leave up out of there. I'm like, ain't nobody gonna press me, make me feel no type of way. Fuck is you talking about? Took my motherfucking time. Hi, how are you? Hi, how are you? How are you? You said soul power. Actually, pray for blessings. How much power you need your soul to be in high belt and shoot back to send it V1K. Anywho, so yeah, so I guess God was just trying to narrate. Feel like embarrassed. They feel like they let a good thing go. There could be a prediction of pregnancy, and there's somebody that wants to do business with you, but they're a little embarrassed about how things could have happened with you. Like as soon as I started talking about, I knew the whole day was so interesting because like the Taurus producer I used to work with that I'm not really fond of. Ooh, speaking of, I just learned you can make fondant at home. I'm gonna be trying that soon. Anywho, so the Taurus producer I'm not that fond of, like he was in my org field all day. It's like he wanted to hang out. It's like he wanted like I don't know, he was trying to do something. I don't know what he was trying to do. But like it's like he was with me all day and shit. It's like we was hanging out all day because everywhere I was going, it was like a representation of him somewhere. I was just I don't know what the fuck going on. Like, anyways, and then I'm not gonna speak on that. Another day maybe. All right, let's get into the channel message. All right, we did good. Almost an hour in. All right, this message is in regards to Thursday. This message is made and curated on Thursday, May 14th, 2026 at 12 p.m. in regards to the zodiac signs of Sagittarius, Leo, Cancer, Aquarius, Taurus, Scorpio, and Pisces. I've mentioned in this message, like before doing this channel message, the zodiac signs I've mentioned so far is Scorpio and Taurus that I can recollect. The message in regards to some sort of enlightenment. You're going to be aware of something. Something's going to be made aware to you. In regards of undoing enemies. Ooh, enemies going through it right now. Going through utter destruction. Yay! Now, notes in regards to this message, someone doesn't want you to know or see something that's happening there. I don't know what there means. Like, it's something about a particular location. There's something where it's a certain location. It could be the location of your enemy, oppositions. Something is going on their premises. All right, somebody doesn't want you to know. They don't want you to see what is going on. It might be a little embarrassing for them. Someone tried to scare you. Now they're scared. Can I say something before I continue this channel? Let me say something. Let me say something. So, How many of you guys have seen the 20v1 with the spiritualists and the 20 Christians? Because TikTok put that all over my For You page. I didn't go looking for it. I don't watch those 20v1s. I've never watched 20v1 anything. I've never gone out my way to look at it. I don't even watch I don't watch Love is Blind. I don't watch what's that other show? What's another show but more in regards to online content. What the fuck is that other show? I don't watch 20v1s. I don't watch them. I don't go looking for them. That type piece of content. I don't watch that show where they bring all those random men and women to find dates and shit. I don't watch none of that shit. Let's talk about the 20v1 with the spiritualists and the 20 Christians. Um, TikTok be doing this thing sometimes where they'll bring a topic they want me to talk about or just view or something. I still don't understand why they do this particular thing. And then when I try to speak about, like, after they put it so much on my news feed, I'm like, all right, I'll finally talk about it. They don't never want me to talk about it. But it worked out because the same shit I was saying, basically the spiritualists were saying, but teachers on. Like, one thing I've learned from being a Christian is you cannot force your belief onto no one. You can make a very strong case in point. You can explain via testimonies. You can be like, hey man, it worked for me. You should try it out. Like you can be like on one of those. You can give examples and stuff like that. But forcing somebody, like that whole like me, even as a Christian, I've never liked the fact when people be like it's true. It's true. Like when we say like if you're not of God, you don't believe in God, you don't like God, blah, 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 you're gonna go to hell. All right, fact. But that scary tactic in regards to evangelism don't help nobody. It really doesn't help. I don't like that people be like scary tactic methods to unbelievers trying to bring them to Christ or to God because who's that really helping? And then it just all those type of questions. It just shows what type of person you are and how and usually those are the people who have the lowest rank of faith when it comes to God. No shade. Those would be the people that be like, God this, God that, know every scripture. Then you be like, all right, put action into your faith, and they be, whoo. I can't, like, that's why I can't stand that shit. Like, other than that, the reason why I don't watch 20v1s is because it's content based. Like, I'll watch it if it come on my For You page or if it's something controversial because it's always controversial. You think they did a 20v1 with one spiritualist and a 20 Christians because it was fair because they thought they was gonna change the dynamic of the spiritual person. I'm not saying the 20 Christians nor the spiritualists was wrong or right. I believe agree disagree on both sides. Honestly, I have a bias of a neutral view on that piece of content. I watched a few. It only took like 3 or 4 pieces of content from the 20v1. I don't know how long the duration of that conversation was, but I heard enough of what I need to hear. I feel as though that 20v1 was only done to amplify the rage bait between spiritualists and Christians. Think about it. Why would they put 20 Christians against one spiritualist? Why is it a versus? If it was the other way around and it was one thing at a time. This is what I'm gonna say. The spiritualist made some good points. But the same points she made if those Christians were as open minded as her, could have made the same valid points to counteract what she was saying. The Christians that spoke to that one spiritualist were rage baiting for sure. They were rage baiting, and I believe that they didn't know that they was rage. Like I generally believe those Christians didn't think they was rage baiting because, in regard to their cult of Christianity, because that's what it is. Every religious group is a cult. When you're so deep in like that, you don't even realize you're in a cult. You start acting like that. It was just one Caucasian lady that was on there. She was just like, "Thank you for your views. I understand that you said this and the third. I love that you're aware of this and the third. You know this is the Bible. You said you raised up Christian. This and giving backhanded compliments just for her to just gyrating and getting emotional and overwhelmed. But in the Bible said, hey girl, is you possessed? Like what the fuck?" Niggas over there was arguing about manifestation. I had a previous Sagittarius friend I'm no longer friends with, and I actually had a conversation with her about manifestation. She told me that, and mind you, I grew up in prophetic churches and different denominations of churches. I've never heard this come from someone who claimed to be Christian. Mind you, she had gave her life to Christ because she knew I grew up in the church and she wanted to bond, I guess, and get right with God. So I'm happy that she did, go back to church or find God in some sort of way. Howsoever, we had a conversation about manifestation. And she was like, "Oh, they say in church when you manifest, when a person manifests, that's when the basically the exorcist is going on." That basically paraphrasing what she said. She said that's when evil spirits. That's what you're manifesting, evil spirits coming out your life. I'm who taught you? Who told you that? I'm like, you couldn't and even what the lady was saying, the lady in the spiritualist in the 20v1 actually said the same thing. But it was just and this is before the 20v1. This was like a couple of years ago when I had that conversation with that woman that previously used to be friends with. She's talking about manifestations when you manifest evil spirits and you become possessed. Like in church when they be doing deliverance and they be doing the exorcist shit, it's because you manifest. I'm like, bitch, you can look up manifesting in the Webster motherfucking dictionary. I don't think it say that. This is what I mean by sometimes people be just, when it comes to religion, they just hear somebody say something, they just go with that shit. They don't question it, nothing. I'm not saying you should question God, but certain shit is alright now. I was talking through I was listening, but I was talking through the clips I was watching of the 20v1 because that's just the type of person I am. I talk when I see TV shows. I talk when I see movies. That's just who I am. They said something like the Christians was talking to the spiritualists. They were like, "Oh yeah, crystals are evil and this and the third." And she was explaining to them. She says, "I understand your viewpoint, but I believe that people who are not equipped and have bad intent and are bad people shouldn't be handling crystals." And I'm like, politically correct answer. Good for you. No, because it is true. They said something. I don't remember what verse it was, but she was like, in the book of Deuteronomy, it says that idolatry and this and the third. The first thing that came out of my mouth at the quick reflex, I'm like, isn't that the Old Testament? You man, she being too. I don't know if this woman was a little. She handled herself. The spiritualist handled herself really good. Do I believe everything that she was saying? No, I did not agree with everything the spiritualist had said. But I appreciate her honesty and I appreciate her perspective because she said she's still a Christian. She grew up Christian. She just don't. I didn't agree with her saying that the whole universe source scenario. I didn't agree with that necessarily. I appreciate her honesty for saying that she believes there's more to the scenario situation. She just don't know, and she made her own peace with it in her personal life. She kept saying, "This is my personal bias. This is my personal bias." All this shit, basically paraphrasing. No Christian was darn near trying to attack her. I'm like, see, that's the problem. And then like the people who created the segment for that to even happen, they knew this is the response y'all was gonna give. And now y'all got all these spirituals in the uproar online on social media, making it seem like they hate Christians, and that's not even what's going on. I'm just seeing this shit play out. I'm just like, and y'all did this shit, and this shit ended up on my For You page on the day after Lionsgate. I'm like, y'all niggas think y'all slick. Y'all niggas think y'all slick. It's alright. Mind you, mind you, mind you, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to be funny. Hear me out. Do you believe whoever executive producer, production, whoever put together the segment for the 20v1 for one spiritualist versus 20 Christians, do you believe that they Christian? I'm glad the spiritual she went online. She gave a behind the scenes of like what was actually going on. Um, and you see how all these people was like rage baiting her again. They was getting so emotional. They couldn't even control their emotions when they was speaking to her because it was so biased. It was giving hate more than love that God be preaching these people to be having for one another. I'm gonna say this is a scenario where somebody feels as though because you chose yourself that you turned on them or you went against them because you didn't want to be sister wives or you didn't want. I know this is like a whole different scenario off topic, but I'm just saying because you didn't want to be sister wives, you didn't want to participate in their beliefs, and it just doesn't have to be about religion. It could have been a scenario where it's agree to disagree type of scenario situation, and they was like, no, what I believe in this situation, you should be believing too, and I'm just like, ooh, because I'm gonna go do an errand today, and this Capricorn woman that I met through my Virgo ex lover Lulu, my Virgo male ex lover Lulu, her energy kept popping up. I was just like, and I realized something. I was just like, I didn't realize that before, but like that makes sense now. I'm like, I don't know why. I'm like, somebody was advocating against you previously. And it wasn't really bad intent for real because the situation worked out for itself. There's a scenario where somebody was advocating against you so they can get what they want. They might have not gotten what exactly they wanted. But whatever they believed of the situation was in their best interest previously, regardless of how that could have made anybody else in a scenario situation feel. You decided to leave that situation because whatever was going on, you did not agree with their belief system, their morals, something. You left the situation early and their situation went to shit. Now they think that person whose situation went to shit that was trying to force you to obligation and you didn't have to, you realized that you left. Now this person who's in this shitty situation is thinking back about you right now. It's thinking about you right now, like, dang, I wish they were still around. Dang, I want to be around this person now. Dang, maybe I shouldn't have did what I did then. Anywho's, back to the channel message. There's a pregnancy prediction. Alright, so I had this 2D catcher message where it was a point of view outside of a family home. Um, ironically, the allegedly previous residents of my biological child's father's home. And in front of his home, there was like this light pole, the wooden light pole that connects all the electricity and stuff like that. There's a wooden light pole in front of his home. And attached to that wooden pole, somebody had placed, like, they placed the leash of a dog there and they tied it up there. One moment. So, where do we begin here? Where do we begin here? First and foremost, this is if this is a baby mama, baby daddy scenario situation, most likely this has everything to do with a baby daddy's perspective of the scenario situation if you have left them. All right, this is how they're viewing the situation. The other, like a few weeks ago, I had saw this piece of content. It was just like a funny video, or whatever it could be, and because at the time I was doing workouts and stuff like that, you know, taking care of my health and stuff like that, just doing exercising and stuff. And I saw this piece of content online around that time, and it was this man. His back was to the ground, like he was literally laying on the ground, and it was one of those large. It was a large lumberjack piece of wood, like that light pole kind of, and it was attached to his body like in a harness, and he was doing reverse push-ups, like his back was to the ground, hands like this, and he was lifting his body up to like to stand in position with the large wooden plank on him that's like the size of like it was very tall wooden plank, it was like the size of like the wooden light pole you would see connected to, like, you know, the cable wires and stuff. So my biological child's father is an Aquarius, so that makes sense. Um, Maybe that's the enlightenment. I don't know. So yeah, so the guy was doing that, and there was a large crowd of people cheering him on. Um, I don't know. You might have left your child's father if you have a baby mama, baby daddy situation going on, and this person is still sexually attracted to you. And the thing about that is, this person also has other people around them that could be attracted to you in some sort of way. I don't know if your name's been coming up in conversation, or people are bringing your name up in conversation, or talking about them being attracted to you. So it's like, it's making them feel like they want to do something, but they also feel trapped in the situation, because I don't think it's not no coming going back. In my scenario, I'm not going back to my firstborn child's biological father. I'm not doing that. But they might be at the time having to work very, very, very hard. Something about like they're going through the struggle right now. So I don't know why it's significant. Anywho's, now, like I said, there was a dog on a leash. Its leash tied to the light pole in the dream, in the 2D catcher message. Anytime you see a dog in a dream state, it's very significant of witchcraft. Very significant. I don't know if you put witchcraft on your baby daddy. I don't know if somebody else did. But it has something to do with his family's home. Ironically, you might have a baby daddy who could have got cursed or something, directly or indirectly. It might not even have anything to do with you, but it's attached to his family's home. It could be somebody had put witchcraft on his family. It could have been because of like the home itself. Like, I don't know if like it's an inheritance thing. Somebody got mad, and I don't know if they cursed the whole family. And yeah, somebody could have put. There could be a light pole. Listen to me. Listen to me. No. This is significant. This is significant because no, God gave me a message the other day. All right, your baby daddy, whether it's you or somebody else, just hear me out. Somebody plays witchcraft on that man, and the witchcraft is buried underneath a light pole in front of or near his home. They buried an object under a light pole near this man's home. So he could be struggling right now. Even if the person leaves the home, moves, stuff like that, and because that shit is still there, it's attached to the family's home, bitch. Somebody could have tried to do a spell to ward off evil spirits and stuff like that around their home, and they're wondering why it hasn't like left after they did the spell work. It's because of that. Anywho's, a few years ago when I was dating um Lulu, my Virgo male ex lover, he used to like come and go like all the time. When I was dating him, there was always something going on. One of the times where like we weren't seeing each other as much, randomly early morning, like late night, early morning, I had like this bad feeling, and I couldn't explain it. It was indescribable. It was starting to feel like something from previous years ago that I didn't like. So I prayed all morning, and then randomly after praying, I said I know what it is, but I didn't know what it is, but I knew what it was. I just said I'm gonna get dressed. I'm like, God, just lead me in the direction. I like whatever because whatever it was making my head hurt so freaking bad. God forbid on my life now, you know. I didn't even know I had this gift to that day. So I had prayed all freaking morning because I was like something is wrong. And it felt like I was having a headache. I couldn't and based on Lulu that I previously dated, like in his birth chart, I'm like something. I just knew it had something to do with him. So I got up early in the morning and I just started walking. I started walking like it was a GPS, bitch. Like it was a GPS. I just knew where to go, and it took me almost to the outskirts of town. Wherever that feeling was, took me almost to the outskirts of town before I made it into the next town city. That's like I was so determined. I couldn't understand it. My body was just leading me. I got there and I stopped, and it was a light pole. And on the light pole, this is a very interesting story. Hear me out. And at the light pole, it was this. It was a. It was a bag. It was a little baggie tied up to the light pole. It was like a satchel, and I instantly knew it was spell work. So for a few moments, I thought to myself, should I touch this? Should I like get a stick or whatever the case may be? I think I like grabbed something off the ground and then like I put it in the middle of the road. And when I did that, the pain from my head just stopped. And in that moment, I got instantly mad. I got instantly mad. I'm like, who the fuck? Who the fuck did this shit? And then like the area was very suspicious because I'm like, the place of business Lulu be going to be around the corner. I'm like, I got the Capricorn ex lover that didn't want me to date Lulu, whose sister house was around the corner. I'm like, then my other Capricorn ex lover lived on the sister's home, lived on the same avenue as the other Capricorn sister house on the same avenue that's around the corner. I'm like, so it was a lot. It was a list of suspects, bitch. So I'm just like, so God let me know it wasn't necessarily me the attack was on, but it was on Lulu. So I was and so like basically somebody was trying to unalive that man. All right, but because I was dating him at the time, I was negatively getting impacted because I was dating him and I'm a spiritualist, so it's just like I could feel everything. So I'm just like, oh my gosh. So like I literally did a crossroads for him. So I was just like, wow. But I was mad as fuck. Don't get me wrong, I was mad as fuck. Someone was trying to do a love spell on him. either somebody was trying to do a love spell on him for him not to have a love life or for him to love them. It was like it was one of those like, either me, you, or no one on this world. Like somebody had did some shit like that, but it was gonna fuck whatever it was gonna fuck with his destiny. And I had a GPS find the shit and then throw the shit out. I was so fucking mad. Then let me tell you what. You think the story ends there? Then Lulu was acting like Lulu, so I thought I was gonna be cute. See, I'm not a cheater. I'm not a cheater. Never been, never will be. But you know, Lulu was acting some type of way when I previously was dating him, so I thought I could be slick. I'm like, you think you're gonna be slick? I'm gonna be slicker. So I didn't take this shit off. I got right to the Lulu thought he could be slick. I thought I was gonna be slicker, but I have morals though. I told y'all in a lot of previous channel messages that like when I was dating Lulu for them 2 years, I I had a notion that he could have been like fucking around, cheating and shit like that. But I could never put my finger on it. I didn't find out till after, like God then revealed, like made him expose himself till after I dated him. Thank God, because yeah, no, honestly, everything happens for a reason. But I had the notion of it. I just could not prove it. So I was like, you know what? Let me be slick. I'm like, he could have easily gave me the attention that I wanted and needed. He wasn't doing enough in that department because he's a narcissist. So I, there were a lot of men that wanted to date. There's always a lot of men that want to date me, and you know, I was like seclude myself from other men for that man while I'm dating him because that's just naturally how I am. But these niggas want to date me, so when he wasn't doing what he was supposed to be doing, I started taking them offers of them dates. One particular guy I want to date with, mind you, whole time I'm taking these date offers, I'm not taking these men seriously. Now the thing about me is I don't like doing that because if I want to have a fulfilling love life, dating niggas. If you want to have a fulfilling love life, like don't go against like the action itself is a love spell. So like if you're trying to have something happen in your love life specifically and you're going against it, it don't make sense. And I don't like bad karma to inflict bad karma on myself. So I don't like to do that. But in that scenario when I was dating Lulu, it was justifiable as long as I didn't be sexually active with another person. So keep that in mind. So I go on this date. I go on like 2 or 3 dates with this guy. The guy been trying to take me on a date. Then I'm like, I finally was like, yeah. He wanted to go to a coffee shop. I thought that shit was the cutest thing ever. I didn't go to the coffee shop. I wanted to, but I didn't. Everything happens for a reason. I'm glad I didn't go to the coffee shop. Peep game. It was you know them coffee shop cafes with the computers and shit like that. That's where he wanted to go. Some way, somehow, we never got to go on that date. He's a little upset about that. Um, did I feel bad? I don't think so. I feel like the projection was how he was feeling bad that I didn't go on that date. So then we made another date. We went to the movies. We went to the movies. He wanted to get touchy feely at the movies. I'm like, no. Like I literally was trying to watch the movie. This nigga went to go take me to go see Deadpool. Was it Deadpool? Yeah, yeah. The nigga took me on a date to go see Deadpool and Wolverine. A lot of people was talking about Deadpool, how they like. I guess it was supposed to be funny. I like. It wasn't funny. There were probably like one or two scenes in there that was funny. Deadpool, like that Deadpool Wolverine movie wasn't funny. He was laughing at all these corny jokes, and I was just like, yeah, this not gonna work. We don't value the same sense of humor. I'm like, all right, and then after the date, he's supposed to take me home from the movies. My, let me set the mood for you for like how the movie date went. watching supposed to be watching a funny movie. Nothing's funny in there. This nigga's laughing the whole fucking movie. Then this nigga tries to get touchy feely with me at the movies while I'm trying to understand how this movie's supposed to be funny. I'm sitting there watching the movie. This nigga's kissing all up on me, like on the side of my face, my neck, everywhere, like just kissing on me. This nigga would freaking ate my pussy in there if I told him he would be able to. Like that shit was wild. So this nigga supposed to take me home after the movies. I'm making conversation with him. In the conversation, I find out, I don't know why it took that long to find out, but in the conversation, I find out that he's younger than me. You missed the prerequisites. It's not going to happen because I don't date younger than me. You said, would you prefer black or colored goddess? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Neither here nor there. So, you're going to have to explain yourself because I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So, he's supposed to take me home. He disclosed to me that he's younger than me. I'm like, oh, this shit not going to work. I don't date down. I don't date down. I only date up. So, he's trying to reason with me, but why I should date him and stuff like that. As he's doing that, I'm realizing we're not going in the direction of my house. And he's going in circles. I start panicking low key in my mind. I'm just like, well, here we go in a scenario situation where I might have to jump out of the vehicle. Or think about jumping out of the vehicle because the nigga's acting weird. So, I don't want to do that shit, but I love my life more. Type of scenario situation. Confirmation. As I'm realizing this nigga's not driving direction my house, to him, bitch. Yeah, yeah. Um, I realized, what the fuck is that shit called? The rear facing mirrors that's in the middle of the console of the car, like in the actually the what the fuck is that shit called? But you know what I'm saying, that mirror where you can look like behind within the car. That yeah, the rear facing mirrors, whatever. Remember that sack I was telling you about? That somebody had to love work on my ex lover, Lulu. He had it hanging right there. This is like a couple weeks after I then threw that sack on the floor that I GPS to find through the spiritual, like just straight discernment. I seen that shit. I'm like, oh fuck. Now the nigga that took me on a date, he was a musician, but the thing is, he was like a one-hit wonder musician. Like he did Afrobeats music and stuff like that. The other thing about me, I don't date my own ethnicity. I just always known. So I wasn't gonna take him serious anyways. He's younger than me, and I see the spell work, the same exact spell work on his car. His mama starts calling his phone. Just when I start to panic, his mama starts calling his phone. Then I get from the gist of the conversation he had with his mama that his mama is emotionally incestuous. I'm alright. I don't think this is gonna happen again. So I tell him to take me home. He's not trying to take me home, but he takes me home. I'll leave him. Fast forward. He keeps asking me to come over to his house. I don't want to go to his house because I feel like he's gonna be touchy feely. I don't know what we went to go do. We went to go do something. Then I went to his house. He said, "No, you don't gotta go in the house. We'll just chill in the car and vibe." I said, "All right." He takes me to his house. Behind, like, he has a driveway that takes him to the backyard where we go there. He starts bragging about how he got 2 different cars and how he fixes cars. I'm like, all right, here we go. You seem like a useful young man. He starts actually being cool for a moment. He starts making music. He makes music. I make music. So he's like, let's freestyle. Let's just. I'm like, I don't freestyle. I write all my stuff. I don't freestyle. He's like, no, let's do it. So I'm like, all right, this is like a fun activity. Let's like, skills and stuff like that. Gain skills. I'm like, all right. So we freestyling. He not trying to let me get a word in. Red flag. So at that point in time, I just get quiet. I start going on my phone, all types of shit. Then that nigga was like, all right, why don't you just show me some of your music? Like, what are you working on? I show him some shit, like, because I've been writing since I was like 7. So I show him some old shit. This nigga start freestyling while I'm performing my shit. It's time to go home. I'm ready to go home. He's like, you don't want to go in the house? No. Take me home. He starts. He kept going back and forth between the car we was in and the other vehicle. I'm like, this sound like that other Scorpio nigga. I'm not fucking with this shit. If anything, I was like, I'm gonna have to beat that nigga the fuck up. Fast forward, this nigga finally ready to take me home. Now the most interesting thing is where he lived at. Where I finally figured out where he lived at. He lived a couple avenues away from where my Pisces ex lover, one of my Pisces ex lovers lived at, and that nigga is crazy. Something about Pisces, they sometimes don't be all the way over there, like, in the head, like, no shade. Especially for like my birth chart, it's because of my birth chart. Like I understand. It always works in my favor, but like I understand, like. You retracted both of your messages. Percy from another dimension in the comment section says he or she feels like they're capable of being dishonest. All right, Percy, Jackson. So, someone like, oh my god, like they got all these stories, they've been through all these experiences, they're lying. They ain't go through that. Oh my god. Just so they can go to the next person and lie about their life and use your story as their own. Fuck out of here. That's why when that shit really happened, you're gonna be motherfucking stressed. Anywho's, excuse me. Anywho's, so after that unsuccessful date, second date, he's starting to take me home. He's about to pull out the driveway, but we're still at the backyard. Some random woman, some random young lady came to my car passenger seat window and started yelling. The car windows is tinted, by the way. So I'm like, this nigga got a bitch. And he's acting as if he do not see this woman yelling, this young lady yelling at my passenger side window. When I say, you ever seen that Michael Jackson meme? Did they put Michael Jackson in the car? Not, matter of fact, not the Michael Jackson. The actual, let's talk about the actual, like, and it's like this nigga was just ignoring the person yelling and trying to break into the vehicle. That's what was going on. I looked at him, I looked at her, I looked at him, I looked at her. He looked like he about to keep driving the car. Then she started banging on the fucking window. The window I was sitting at. I'm like, oh no. I'm like, who is this? Just very calm. I'm just like, who is this? I don't know, but I don't know them. She starts yelling. She starts trying to go to the other side of the window. He starts trying to drive off. She jumped on top of the windshield. Start banging. He decides not to roll down his window, to roll down a little bit of my window. And she see me in the vehicle. and she don't say nothing to me. She cursing him out because I couldn't really make out what she was saying because the windows was rolled up. When he rolled down that window, she talked about how he stole her rent money and he needed to give it back. Come to find out that's his female cousin. Capricorn. Anywho's, bitch. He tried to drive off. She on the windshield, banging on that shit. He was gonna keep driving, but I told him no, cause she was gonna get hurt. She got off the vehicle, the windshield. He zoomed off. Did I forget to mention that she tried to break into his house and go find if the money was there? I should have just stopped talking to him altogether at the time. But I just needed one more confirmation. So I went. So I decided. I was bored one day. I decided to go to his house. Went to his house, and his mother kept calling him every time. His mother kept calling him. She was a church woman, and she was talking about like how the pastor was praying for him, everything like that. And I was just like, ooh. They had the whole church praying for him. I'm like, dang. Dang. So I started explaining to him some stuff. I'm prophesying for him. Really on his mother's behalf, come to find out. He wanted to get touchy feely. He wanted to have sex. His room was very nice. He was running out of the room. It was very nice. He had this oversized beanbag, chair bed. But the one thing that interested me is when I walked into the room, he had arcade game machine. Specific colors, blue and red. I think it was like Pac-Man or something. As soon as you walk in, I kept looking at the arcade game. I didn't want to play the arcade game. I just kept looking at it. He kept trying to have sex. He tried to pressure me to have sex. I'm like, yeah, take me home. That was the last time I seen him. I think I blocked him everywhere. He was getting obsessive and weird. But that's because somebody had did something. Somebody had cursed him or something like that. I know what it looks like because my Pisces sun sign placement, ex-lover. But I think somebody cursed him because he was trying to do a love spell. But anywho, because it was a similar scenario. Anywho's, right, like around that time, I had promoted a song I had put on. I was like, I had did a remix cover song to I can't even think of the nigga name right now. That Kyle nigga, that drill song for that Kyle nigga. It's Kyle something. I don't know. I'm like, I like your man's wanna fuck. I ain't, like, your man's wanna fuck. I ain't into no poly. Being on charges. The only insane to put in my brain. This ain't no noggin. Parent advisory. Like lick my ass, nigga. Have him nodding. Ironically, this was around the same time as my ex-lover Lulu's birthday was coming up. So I released it before it was his birthday, not thinking nothing of his birthday in my song. There was no correlation. I was just freestyling. Nigga Lulu, my Virgo male ex-lover birthday come around. Upload the photo. Why did nigga dress like the motherfucking arcade game that was in that other nigga house while he was nodding and looking mad? Anywho, back to this 2D catcher message. Now, this dog that's attached to this light pole at this house, like, this dog is specifically waiting for a particular woman of that home. When the woman gets there, she's terrified. As another woman, like a neighbor or someone in the neighborhood comes along, somebody of Spanish descent. Cancer, Virgo, Pisces, Capricorn. Woman heard the commotion, This Latino descendant woman heard the commotion, wants to see what's going on. And then the Latino woman that wanted to see what was going on, she explains to the woman, "Oh, there's a local Latino descent gang that is trying to harm her." I don't know how this woman would know that. What Latino gang? Or so it's either a gang, a group that has to do with Latino descent. This could be a family member. If you have a baby mama, baby daddy scenario situation, something about being of Latino descent is very significant. Man, I had my other Pisces ex lover. Like when I was doing music, I had asked him to come do a feature one day, and he had hurriedly got up and left, and I was just like, I don't know what's going on. But I looked at the security footage. At the same time he left, there was like this white car filled with like Spanish niggas who had just arrived. I'm like, are they beefing or something? I don't know what's going on. Anyway, so these two women, after like discussing that there was a Latino group or gang, family members that was trying to harm this particular woman, um, they ran into the backyard. When they ran into the backyard to escape, they noticed that the backyard was full of construction, wood. One side was undone, wooded area, and then like the other part was like, I mean like wooden, like as in construction wood and stuff like that. And the other side was like metal fence gate. Um, the gate was on the left side, the wood was on the right side, and then the woman realized she can't escape. All this to say, the wood was on what side? On the left side. There's an Earth sign towards Virgo Capricorn that wants to make amends with you, work things out. You or somebody else could have put black magic on said person. This could be an ex-lover. This could be a baby daddy. This could have part to play in why this scenario didn't work out with y'all previously. This could be the consequence they're facing right now because things didn't work out with y'all previously. Somebody is very, 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 very much attracted to you, but somebody could have did a spell on them, put them on, like, not even just a spell, somebody put witchcraft on somebody. This card came out before I even shuffled the deck. Card 194 in reverse. This has something to do with a Capricorn, Gemini, Leo. Capricorn, Gemini, Leo. This could be an entertainer in the music industry, a father figure, very significant. Virgo. Aquarius card came out in reverse, so that's Leo. Virgo, Leo. It could be a church, a non-relative mother figure who don't got kids, or an actual Virgo that tried to do some motherfucking magic on you. They could have tried to do something. Something happened in regards to conceiving a child or not conceiving a child, fertility magic. This could be why you're not talking to the person, or why you're not talking to the person for your protection. That's the message. See ya. That's me.